Let me start with something most people misunderstand. When a fire investigator arrives at the scene, the fire is already finished. The flames are gone, the smoke has cleared, the sirens are silent. What's left is damage, debris and truth. And here is the part that makes people uncomfortable. By the time ignition happens, the real fire has already happened. Not in wiring, not in appliances, not in materials, but in decisions. Weeks earlier, months earlier, sometimes years earlier. Tonight's episode is not about flames, it's about what investigators actually reconstruct when everything is already burned. Because stupid happens long before ignition. Let's be clear about one thing. Stupid is not about IQ. It's not about education. It's not about capability. Some of the most preventable fires I've investigated were created by very intelligent people. Engineers, managers, professionals, parents. So, what does stupid mean in investigation terms? Stupid is unchecked confidence. Stupid is assumed control. Stupid is knowing just enough to stop questioning. And investigators see this pattern again and again. Alright, let's take a quick break and then we'll jump right back into fire safety philosophy. This podcast is brought to you by Fireheart Fire Safety Marketing Agency. At Fireheart, we help fire safety professionals, companies, and educators share the mission with the world. From bold posters to unforgettable campaigns, we turn safety into culture. Because saving lives isn't just about systems, it's about communication. Learn more at fireheartfsma.com. So, let's back to the show. Young people don't think they're stupid. They think they are smart. They grew up with technology, they adapt quickly, they multitask, they feel in control. So they say things like, I've done this before, it's fine, I'll be careful, that alarm is annoying. In investigations, this show up the same way every time. Overloaded outlets, charges on beds and couches, modified wiring, disabled safety devices, distracted cooking. Not ignorance. Confidence without discipline. Fire does not respect confidence. Now the other side of the timeline, experience. Experience saved lives until it turns into certainty. Older people don't think they're stupid either. They think they experience it. So they say, I've done this for decades. This never caused a fire before. They overact with new rules. In investigations, this shows up as outdated equipment still in use, ignored recalls, dismissed warning signs, maintenance delayed indefinitely, resistance to upgrades. Experience becomes permission. Permission becomes negligence. Let me bring you into the investigation itself. A real investigation does not start with blame. It starts with safety. Is the structure stable? Is it safe to enter? Is evidence being preserved? Then questions. What burns first? What did not burn? What was here before the fire? We move from the least damaged areas to the most damaged. Not guessing, not storytelling, elimination. And very quickly sometimes becomes clear. Most fires do not hide the origin. What they hide is a human behavior. Let me take you into a real reconstruction. Not a dramatic one, not a rare one. A very ordinary fire. Early evening, residential unit, winter outside. The fire department arrives quickly, smoke pushing from a window. No fatalities, but heavy damage to one room. After suppression, the scene cools. This is where the real work begins. We start outside, look at the ventilation, windows broken during firefighting, no signs of forced entry, nothing suspicious. Inside, the heaviest damage is in the living room. But we don't start there, we move backward. The least damaged areas tell the truth first. In a corner near the couch, an outlet, a power bar, multiple devices plugged in, phone charger, laptop charger, space heater. The couch fabric is synthetic. The floor is carpet, combustible materials everywhere. The outlet is damaged, but not the source. The power bar is melted, but that came later. The origin is low near the floor, behind the couch. Now we ask the next question. What should never have been here together? A space heater, a power bar, soft furniture? The occupant tells us they always use the heater there. Every winter. Nothing ever happened before. They knew not to overload outlets. They considered themselves careful. On the day of the fire, they stepped into the kitchen. Just for a moment, just to check something. That moment was enough. The heater overheated. The power bar failed. The fabric ignited. No explosion. No sparks flying. Just heat, time, and permission. The fire did not start at ignition. It started weeks earlier, when the heater was placed too close, when the power bar became normal, when convenience replaced questioning. The most important ignition source here was a sentence. I've done this before. Alright, let's take a quick break and then we'll jump right back into fire safety philosophy. This episode is powered by Fireheart Fire Safety Marketing Agency. We believe safety should be seen, heard, and remembered. That's why Fireheart creates powerful campaigns and visuals that don't just meet compliance, they inspire culture. If you ever thought, how do I make people actually care about safety? Fireheart is the answer. Check out fireheartfsma.com. So, let's back to the show. There is one sentence that appears in almost every fire investigation. Nothing ever happened before. That sentence has burned more buildings than faulty wiring ever did. Because it turns luck into proof, and proof into permission. A real investigator does not stop at the first explanation. They build a hypothesis. Then they try to destroy it. If it does not explain all evidence, it is rejected. Many fires are classified as essential, but the behavior behind them was completely predictable. Stupid does not mean random. Stupid is repeatable. Most investigations do not reveal dramatic negligence. They reveal delay. I'll fix it later. I'll move it later. I'll replace the battery next week. Fire loves later. Fire waits. Human stupidity is not lack of intelligence. It is a belief that intelligence replaces discipline. Young people shortcut because they feel capable. Old people relax because they feel experienced. Fire respects neither. Fire respects physics, heat, oxygen, time. Good safety systems assume humans will forget, will delay, will get distracted, will take shortcuts. And they are designed to protect people from themselves. That is not pessimism. That is realism. Alright, let's take a quick break and then we'll jump right back into fire safety philosophy. A big thank you to today's sponsor, Fireheart Fire Safety Marketing Agency. Fireheart exists because fire safety messages deserve modern tools. Posters, training programs, creative campaigns. Fireheart makes safety unforgettable. Visit fireheartfsma.com to learn more. So, let's back to the show. So, my friends, fire do not start because people are dumb. They start because people are human. Because we trust ourselves too much. Because we delay small actions. Because we confuse experience with immunity. Stupid does not mean ignorant. Stupid means unchecked confidence. And that confidence appears long before ignition. Young people think they are smart enough. Old people think they have seen it all. Fire waits for both. This was episode 16. Stupid happens long before ignition. Before the next episode, think about this. If a fire investigator walked backward through your daily habits, what decision would look harmless today, but obvious tomorrow? And are you willing to question it now, or only after smoke forces you to? I am Pavlo Lapikov, care about life, think beyond compliance. Until next time, do not trust intelligence to save you. Trust preparation. Bye bye.